So, I'm back, and the first thing I want to tell you to do before you sit down, get everything you need or want. Because they do not allow you any room with the cords or the tubes to move around. So, you have to be completely in one spot, basically. Even when I was at the dialysis center. Oh, don't get up, Miss Sims. Don't get up. You're going to pass out. Well, yeah, some people, when they get up, the blood rushes to their head and they get weak or dizzy or faint or whatever. So if you're that person, don't get up out of the seat until you're finished. And when you do, rise slow. I move around, it doesn't bother me. Now, with that being said, let's get on to the next thing. Sorry about putting my finger in front of the camera. This right here is my packet. I make these up once a month, and basically it has everything in it that I need to get started. So, except for gloves and the medicines, because I have to do that at the time of dialysis. My instructor told me I didn't have to use gloves as long as I clean my hands and wash my hands, which you have to do anyway, because as you can see, I took off the saran wrap and thoroughly washed my arm. I made sure I got all that cream off and rinsed it. That's another thing about the clinic. They water always cold. So, I'm unwrapping my little packet here, and I'm going to open my chuck. I call it a chuck because that's what it was when my grandmother called it. My grandfather, when he was doing dialysis, that's what he called it. It just kind of stuck with me. When you go to order them, they call them a diaper. That's not a diaper. A diaper go in your butt. Okay. So, in my little packet, I have my fistula needles. I have my iodine. And I have my alcohol preps. And my small gauze. And 2 large gauze. One I'm going to put over here on the side for when I'm done. The other I'm going to open. And this stuff has to stay sterile, guys, because you don't want to give yourself no infection. You don't want your dogs hopping up on you while you're doing this or nothing. I got 4 of them. And then I'm going to open up my small gauze. Oops, I forgot to put my tape out. Alright. So, then I'm going to open up my fistula needles. And this is why I wait till the time of sticking to do that, because you want to keep it sterile. You don't want dust particles or whatever getting on them. You just want to try to open them as close to time to get on as possible. Now, let me explain this. This is a fistula needle. Can you see that? On the top of the fistula needle is a 15 gauge needle. This is what they use to put in your arm. By no means is it the size of the needle when you go get to draw blood. It's big. This is your tube. This right here, this little plastic thing, when you're done, this slides up over the needle like so it'll be disposed of without sticking anybody. So I hope I haven't locked it in there. I might have to get a new needle. Yeah, I think I messed it up. Oh, I just wanted to show you guys, and now I done put it in there. Yeah, might have to get a new needle. Yep. So it's in there. This ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna have to get a new needle. This right here is a clamp. This right here is, it opens so that you can put the machine onto it. And you also, I let my blood run till it gets to the top, and then I clamp it like so to make sure that no blood comes off when I take this top off. If you take that top off before you clamp it, you're going to have a mess on your hands. Alright, so that's enough about the needle. That one is no good, so I had to get another one. Everything you need to do before, you got to go to the bathroom. If you got to get your phone charger, get an extra pen, get something to eat, something to drink. You don't want to be a pest to your person that is helping you. Always get all your stuff first, because in that way it just makes it easier on everybody. The remote control to the TV, everything you need. So you see I have my blanket and I have my pillow. And my pillow, I was told when I first started, don't ever let nobody stick me without putting a tourniquet on my arm, because this is a real vein that they're using. And if you do that, it might, I don't know, mess it up or whatever. But I've been real strict about it. Them girls come in there, they say, oh, let me just put a little pressure right there. No, they told me to put a tourniquet on there. They should do what you say. So I forgot to put the tape out, and that's what I'm doing now, because when I'm sticking myself, I need to have everything ready to go. Don't want my blood to clot up in them tubes, and then I have to either miss my treatment or get stuck again. And I don't like getting stuck twice. Trust me. That is no fun. So, yeah. They would not, I'm allergic to the paper tape. They would not give me the paper tape. So I looked on Amazon, and I got my tape from McKesson, Amazon.com. And McKesson is the name. And I think I paid like $13 for the box. And it comes with, I think over 2 dozen. Or 2 dozen little spools of tape like this. So I ripped that in half, and you'll see why later. Okay. So this right here, and I'm sure most people are familiar with it, it's a tourniquet. You put it on your arm. And that's what I was talking about earlier. But I just lay it right here, and I don't put it on until I am actually ready to put the needles in, because it's tight, it hurts, it doesn't feel good. So if you want to, you can put your gloves on at this point. Now I'm going to take this alcohol wipe, and the area that I think I'm going to go in, I'm going to go ahead and wipe it. And then I'm going to throw it away. Wipe once, that's it. And the other area, I'm going to wipe it. Wipe once, throw it away. It is no good. Then I take my iodine prep. Now, some people are allergic to iodine. I am not. And any kind of bacteria, and these things are hard to open, by the way, that I can keep away from my body, that's what I try to do. So, I'm going to take this and I'm going to wipe once in a circular motion and throw it away. I'm not going to take it and wipe the other spot. Same thing with the other one. Wipe once and throw it away. I'm going to get a little bit on my fingers too, because my fingers is going to be touching this and I'm not using no gloves. So, now is the time I'm going to put my tourniquet on my arm. I use my mouth. If you like this video, make sure that you push like and subscribe. If you find that there is a better way to put this tourniquet on by yourself, please let me know. Alright, here's my needle, my fistula needle. That's what this is called, a fistula needle. And I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to make sure that I can't see where to go, opening is pointed upwards, and the pointy part is pointing in my skin. Now that gauze, that big gauze that I got, I'm juicy, as my nurse used to say. I take it and I put it right up under there. See there? So that it will catch any blood that's going to come out. So, I'm going to feel for my fistula, and then I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to stick it in. And once I've got it in there, they say you're not supposed to do this, but my fistula has a dip in it, so I feel like it be clogging or stopping my flow. So I just turn it around, like as you saw me do. Now I'm going to take my tape, and that little white part on the fistula, I'm not going to touch it with the tape. I'm just going to put the tape right up under there so it'll hold it in place. And then I'm going to take, remember that tape I tore? The little one? I'm going to take it and I'm going to put it around the needle so that if any kind of pressure gets on there, it won't just slide out. That would not be a good day. Then I'm going to take another piece of tape and I'm going to put a piece of gauze to cover the exposed area where the needle is going into the skin, so that no germs, dust particles, anything can get on there while I'm doing my treatment. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. It's all done. Now, I'm going to do the other one, and I'm going to let you see how I do the other one. I've already talked you through it, so you should know. Again, you want the pointy part going into your skin with the opening face up. Now, of course, that one was a little juicy. I'm just going to put my tape on there so it don't go anywhere. And it's okay, you know. When you get ready to take the needles out, it's okay if the tape overlaps. I don't have a problem with that as long as the needles aren't too close together. They have to be spread apart a little bit. Oh, and at this point you could take your tourniquet off. They need to be spread apart a little bit so they're not sucking up each other. You know what I mean? Like going against each other, trying to do the same job. So one is for your arterial, one is for your one is arterial and one is venous. Basically, one goes in and one takes out. That's what that means. So now I'm all stuck, and I'm going to show you what I was talking about before. I'm going to take this and I'm going to open it, and you can see the blood flowing through. And when it gets to the top, I close it and I snap it off. Now I have to have heparin. I think everybody does. So when I do this one, this is the arterial, and it's the bottom needle. When I do this one, I'm going to push my heparin. So I'm going to let the blood get all that air out of there, and then I'm going to lock it down. Okay? Now after I do that, I'm going to take this and I'm going to throw it away. It's no good to me now. And then I'm going to take this, which is the heparin. Make sure that once you take that off, nothing touches it, except for your syringe or your thing. I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to open that clamp. You see that? It's open now. And I'm going to suck in some blood and mix that heparin with that blood real good. And I'm going to push it back in. And I'm going to do that a few times. I like to do at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5, just to get it mixed in there real good. You know, have it go through your bloodstream. And then I'm going to give all my blood back as much as I can without giving myself any air. And then I'm going to take this off. Oh, I clamped this. And then I took this off. Then I am going to take my leads, or tubes, or whatever you want to call them, and I'm going to push them together. And then I'm going to do the other one. I'm going to take this off. I'm going to throw it away. And I'm going to put this one on. Now, I'm opening up all of the tubes. I have an Alexa, guys. This is how I keep track of the time. It's easier for me. I just ask Alexa, hey, Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 5:35 p.m.
So, on my paperwork, I have to chart that it is 5:35 when I started. I have to take my blood pressure and write down some more numbers. I'll go over this in detail as well. I'm doing one thing at a time. All right. So that is how I stick myself. You guys have a wonderful day. God bless.